Hey guys, what's up? I'm Justin at MLBBaseballBlogs. We have 4 teams to cover today, and we have a special guest coming up tonight. Eric Young Jr. of the Colorado Rockies is supposed to be coming up on our show tonight for a quick interview, about a 4 or 5 minute interview. I've asked a quick friend of mine, Mr. Kelstar, aka Tim, who does a Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. That's actually a quick competition between us, but we're pretty close friends. I want to be compared to him with his videos. We're supposed to have. I'm going to ask him to have a dual commentary with Eric Young and me, and him to ask Eric Young Jr. some questions. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to post them in the comment section on my profile. So if you want those questions answered, I will ask Eric Young those questions. Our 4 teams tonight, we have the Blue Jays, which we're about to get to right now. We have the Diamondbacks coming up right after this, Orioles, and then the Cubs. I mean, 4 great teams who just are in the rebuilding phase right now, but besides the Blue Jays. Orioles doing a great job this offseason. The Cubs acquiring Matt Garza. And let's just cut this jibber jabber and let's talk about these Blue Jays. Alright, the 2010 season for these Blue Jays, they were 85-77. I mean, they had a great breakout season with outfielder Jose Bautista. And this guy just blew up, hitting more home runs than Albert Pujols. I think he had 52 or 53 home runs. 2010 payroll for them, $78,689,357. And I'm really thinking about putting the Blue Jays in last place in the AL East. I mean, the Baltimore Orioles. Sorry about that stutter right there. I think the Orioles could be playing for 4th place, but I still think that the Blue Jays are going to take the 4th place spot because the Orioles are probably going to have a slump in their last season because they don't have Kevin Millwood anymore, who was a big bust last season. But you have to have Kevin Millwood, who is being scouted right now with the New York Yankees, who are really trying to find their number 5 pitcher. But the competition between the Orioles and the Jays, I think the Orioles are just going to fall to the Jays and finish off the season in 5th. The Orioles have made a key acquirements, Mark Reynolds from the Diamondbacks. They also got Derek Lee from the Braves, and now they just got Vladdy Guerrero from the Texas Rangers in free agency. I mean, that sounds like maybe a 3rd place team, but I think the Rays are going to be in 3rd place, and then the Yankees could finish 2nd place. And I think the Red Sox are going to win this division. I mean, it's going to be a hard season for that AL East. It's just going to be a run to the final week of the baseball season. Let's see how close the Yankees and the Rays can be close to Boston. I think Boston's going to take the division, and I think that the Yankees are going to make the wild card, and the Rays are going to miss out on the playoffs. So let's talk about these Rays acquirements this season. Their number 1 acquirement has to be Rajai Davis so far. I've seen a lot of improvement in this guy in the outfield. For Oakland last season, he stole 50 bases. I mean, that is just fantastic on his part. I mean, he's going to steal maybe at least 30-something bases this year. Maybe if he gets lucky this season, he can steal 50 plus maybe this year. I know Jimmy Rollins, trying to compare him to Jimmy Rollins a little bit, even though they play different positions. Jimmy Rollins, I think, was trying to go for 30 stolen bases last season. So I think that I'm trying to compare Rajai Davis to Jimmy Rollins on the stolen bases. So that's just kind of stupid what I just said. But let's continue. Last season, Rajai Davis hit 55 home runs and got 52 RBIs. I mean, he's going to be an okay person in your outfield, but he's not going to be a reliable guy. You could see him being in the starting hitting rotation, and then you could probably put him in the bench as a bench role for pinch running and stuff like that. But I have to say that he's going to be a key player in the bench or maybe in the outfield for the Blue Jays. Their number 2 key acquirement is the guy they traded for, and for the Sean Markham trade that sent Sean Markham to the Brewers. I think the Brewers are going to finish in 1st place in their division. I think his name is Carlos Villanueva. His name's Carlos Villanueva, and he was traded from the Brewers for Sean Markham. I don't know much about this guy. I heard he's going to be a decent pitcher this year. He's going to be in the bullpen, no doubt about that. I heard he's just going to do some good stuff for the Blue Jays this year. The Blue Jays are having a struggle in their bullpen. They are still having that competition for their closer role, John Roush and Octavio Dotel. Dotel has given up a lot of blown saves last season. He spent through 3 teams who we're about to get to in a few. But he's going to be a setup role. Carlos Villanueva is going to be a setup role, maybe for the closer spot. So he's going to be pretty decent this year. So Let's also talk about John Roush, the next pickup that the Blue Jays had to get. I mean, this guy decided not to re-sign with the Minnesota Twins because they have Matt Capps, and he probably knew that he wasn't going to get the closer role. So he's probably going to a team where he can pitch for the closer role. John Roush spent last season with the Twins, so I think he's going to win the closer role over Octavio Dotel, because going back to Octavio Dotel's last season, he gave up so many. He blew up so many saves. I mean, you don't see John Roush pulling a lot of saves, so I have to give it to John Roush as the closer role. So I think he's going to be pretty decent. Then we got Octavio Dotel, which I've been talking to you guys about for the past 3 minutes. Dotel, I can't really say much about him. I'm not really a huge fan of him. But he's kind of good to having your pitching rotation now, maybe as a setup role, maybe just a guy who can just come in the 5th inning, just try to get out of the innings, or maybe 5th or 6th inning. So I can't really say much about him because I'm not a huge fan of his. So Octavio Dotel is also a good pickup that you have for these Blue Jays coming into this season. And then we have a reacquirement, Edwin Encarnacion. He was actually released by, I think he was released by the Blue Jays, if I'm not mistaken, or he came out of his contract. He re-signed with the Oakland Athletics early into the offseason last year, and then all of a sudden I think the Athletics released them, and then the Blue Jays say we need a third baseman right now. Jose Bautista said he could be playing first base because Lyle Overbay's not there anymore, so you could put Jose Bautista at first base and put Edwin in third base because they're out of jams for third baseman. I mean, Aaron Hill's the second baseman, so why not put Edwin down at third? So that is the key acquirements I have for you guys right now. I mean, there could be some still acquirements going on right now in baseball. So that's acquirements for the Blue Jays. Then we'll go down to their pitching rotation. Then we'll round up with the top 3 breakthrough stars and the hitting rotation. So we have the starting pitcher for opening day. Most likely will be Ricky Romero. This guy last season was 14-9. He had 210 innings pitched, 3.73 ERA. Keep on saying 300, so I apologize for that. He had a 3.73 ERA. Ricky Romero is one of those top guys you have to have in your pitching rotation. If he goes wrong, I think you can put Brandon Morrow in if he gets injured, maybe late and early in the season, which probably won't happen because I really like watching this guy. I mean, he's probably be the future of the Toronto Blue Jays, but he's gonna be the opening day starter, and he's going to just kick ass this season. The last 2 seasons, he only lost 9 games. He didn't lose any double digit. Last season in 2009 was his rookie season. He did pretty well. He had a 4.30 ERA. He was 13-9 for the 2009 season in his rookie year. I mean, pretty dominant pitcher for the Blue Jays. At number 2, we have Brett Cecil. I do not know a lot about him because I don't follow the Blue Jays. I'm kind of upset giving you the lack of this recap. But Brett Cecil, last season he was 15-7. Had a great season last year because I'm getting this right off the internet. 4.22 ERA, and he had over 172 innings pitched. He's a very deliberate thrower. He cannot get out of innings sometimes. I mean, it was just pretty hard to get him into the innings, but he's going to be the number 2 pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, he's going to be decent. Okay, he's going to be an okay, decent pitcher when it comes to some teams, but some teams he won't. So let's just see what the Blue Jays can do with him. The number 3 pitcher, I have to say, it's going to be Brandon Morrow. I don't know any of these Blue Jays guys, but all this is coming off from ESPN. Last season, he was 10-7 with a 4.49 ERA and 146 innings pitched. I decided to do some film on MLB.com. I saw some of those minor league clips, so what I'm thinking about is I really pay attention to those minor clips that they have of Brandon. And I just gave him he's a high count pitcher, 2 of these scouting reports. He's a high count pitcher. He's a nuclear arm. He spent time with Toronto in 2010 after coming over from Seattle. Last season he was 10-7. I mean, that's a pretty good record when it comes to it. So Brandon Morrow is going to be their number 3 pitcher. Jesse Litch, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Jesse Litch. Last season he had a terrible season. I think he came in late in the season. He was 1-5 with a 5.79 ERA in 9 games, and he pitched only 46.2 innings. I think he was one of the prospects last year coming up in the Toronto Blue Jays. If I'm mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's gonna have a okay season. I think I have him winning maybe 9 games this season. This is all pending on how well he does. I think he had surgery. I don't know for sure. If you guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Post a comment below if you guys know about the Blue Jays. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I apologize. And finishing up the rotation, his name is Kyle Drabick. He was one of the prospects right now who's getting that shot in the rotation at number 5. Drabick was the number 2 prospect. I think it was in the Blue Jays organization. Drabick. I don't have any scouting report on him, but this guy will go apart in our top 3 breakthrough stars, and then we'll finish this up with the rotation for the Blue Jays this season. Drabick was the key player for the Blue Jays in the trade for Roy Halladay to the Phillies. He was a Double-A Eastern League player for the 2010 season. He was the Player of the Year in 2010 in the Double-A division. He made his Major League debut, and with his fastball and curveball, he's ready to contribute to the rotation. So he's already been named the 5th man in the rotation. I think he pitched for the Phillies last season because I heard his name. He has a familiar name to me, so I really think that Kyle Drabick is going to be a delicate pitcher for the Blue Jays this season. And guys, that is the starting rotation for the Toronto Blue Jays. So let's talk about their hitting rotation. Brought to you by MLB Baseball Blogs. I've always wanted to say that. Starting off at number 1, we have Rajai Davis in left field. At number 2, we got Yunel Escobar at shortstop. At number 3, at right field, Jose Bautista. In center field, I don't know anybody. It used to be Vernon Wells. I think that's going to be an open spot. I don't know for sure who's going to be their backup outfielder. It could be Travis Snyder taking the center fielder because he plays outfield, but I could have him at DH, so that spot's going to be open. We got Adam Lind at first base coming right after shortstop at number 5. At number 6, we have Travis Snyder, who I put at DH. Aaron Hill coming right after Snyder. Edwin Encarnacion at third base, rounding down to J.P. Arnsambia, the catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. So guys, tonight we have Eric Young Jr. coming to the show, so make sure if you have any questions, comment it on my profile. I apologize because I don't know a lot about the Blue Jays. I'm going to be kind of watching them because I really like John Roush. They don't have Vernon Wells anymore, so I'm going to be talking about the Blue Jays a lot this season on who's going to be their center fielder. They could be Travis Snyder. It could very well be a minor league pitcher or a minor league hitter. So I'm just pretty off today, guys. I'm kind of sick. I have a headache, so sorry about me making a lot of errors in this video. I really much apologize. But I have 3 more teams to get to: the Diamondbacks, the Orioles, and the Cubs. I'm hoping to rebound in those next 3 videos. The D-backs actually live out here in Arizona, and I'm going to have a hell of a time talking about the Diamondbacks. So I'll talk to you guys later, and enjoy your weekend.